we doing out there? First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird, and we're gonna go see the bench. But anyway, it's funny how I went the bench. YouTube puts in something a complete curse word, which we were not saying at all, period. But anyway, I am going to, came down here, had some business I had to take care of real quick, and decided to go over to my favorite bench. I hope nobody's sitting on it. Nope. Anybody sitting on my bench? Is there somebody sitting on it? Who's on my bench? Maybe there's somebody sitting on it. That didn't make a difference. We just grab anyone. But anyway, yeah. I still got some stuff to take care of. I may be going to the fair. I went to the fair yesterday, but because it's Labor Day, they were saying, hey, they're still having the fair. It's still going on. So I may pop over there again and get some more food and chill out down there. I think my family's going to be going down there pretty soon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to the fair. Man, fair is expensive. 120 bucks in the fair. $10 to go in. $10 for chicken fingers. $10 for root beer. $10 for lemonade. Like everything was 10 and 20 bucks. And I got this big Eagles chain. I'll show you that later on. I got this big Eagle chain necklace with the big eagle on it. So I can wear that when I go to the game. Because apparently I gotta go all the way back to Philly. Go to the game. Which I don't mind doing anyway. It's a nice little road trip. Get out a little bit, and I still got work to do today, but I'm doing something down here and it gives me a chance to come down and relax for a little bit. How you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We got some shade on the bench. Got a nice little autumn going on down here. Come on. Man, I so wish we had to do work today. Like all the buildings were opened up. Hey, Chief. But it's Labor Day, so it's a day for people to take a day off from work. I'd rather be working. I wish everything was open. I wish I had my PC parts in and I can go to the shop and finish working over there, get my screens cleaned up, get everything done. Yeah, I want to go to work. But my family's saying, well, you know, you just got to take the day off and just relax. I'm not even used to doing that. I got one time off, a little time off, but now I want to be working. I like my company. I like to work. So, over here at the bench. Yes, this is the bench. The bench which started it all. Well, not started at all, but when I came here, I made the decision to go to the garage. You know, I liked the garage. I did. The garage was nice. I did like it. It was quiet. Learned a lot of building skills while I was there. And we're blessed to come out of there with the amazing technology we have now. Do you see, like, the never-ending hatred of the haters? Everything we do, we always land on our feet. Everything. We land on our feet. And they come back behind with the little hatred. They was hating on us in the garage. They was hating on us at the apartment. They was hating us at the houses we was renting. They was hating at us everywhere. Hating at us over here. Hating over there. Man, y'all sad. I bet you if I showed you what was in my banking account right now, you'd probably be hating on me even more. If I showed you my PayPal account pulled in the last couple of days, you'd be hating on me right now. I can't believe I made that much. Honestly, to tell you the truth, that was a lot. We made literally, seriously, a lot of money really quick. But again, we earned it because it's our blessing we got from God. And then on top of that, consider the fact that we worked hard to do it, to get there. Just like I got to work hard to make my gunmetal technology, my new gunmetal technology, and I got to work hard to basically from my gamer. My gamer technology, I'm spending somewhere roughly around for the units I got to pay for. One of the high-built high-built PCs, that's going to cost me a couple $1,000. And then the retro gaming PC, That was supposed to be a $200 bill, but it turned in roughly about an $800 bill. Yeah. Should have got some junk food. Why didn't I just get some junk food? I was over at the store. I could have picked up some junk food and came right back. Huh. I got some pretzels, but I don't want to open up these pretzels. But yeah, that retro bill. That retro bill. We want some pretzels stuff. That retro bill turned out to be an interesting bill. Because at first, I was going to They're good. You know, the bag of these. In my bird. And my Lord, it stinks. But that retro bill got expensive. I'm thinking like, roughly I'm going to do maybe $300 on this bill. This bill will cost me $1,000 to put this thing together. I'm going to do the whole Pac-Man head, and that cost me $45. And turned around in the daytime, when I was over there, I was thinking like, I'm looking at the board, I'm like, what can we upgrade the board to? And I found that we can upgrade the board to an i7 3770. I was like, oh, heck yeah. Went on and bought that. Yeah. That was about $180 right there for the i7 to get that in there, for that to change it out. Wasn't happy with the fan, put a liquid cooling system. That cost money. I'm going to try to do a 4 gigs of RAM, but for the basic games, 4 gigs of RAM would have went well. But these new games I have a kind of like a Borderland design to them. They take a little bit more. So I could have been satisfied with 8, but I figured we go with 16. Because at first I thought there was only like 2 DIMM slots in there. And then find out there's 4 of them in there, so now we can do 32. I think I bought everything for that thing. The last thing I got to get for is a graphic card. That's the only thing I need. That's it. When we had the 1050 would do well. But I want a 3070 now. I'm buying the 3070 when I get back. I was thinking the houses I was renting out. I wasn't in a relationship. How much money would I have? A lot of money. A lot of money. My expenses are pretty much nothing because I'm not in a relationship, which I freaking love. Don't really want to be in a relationship. I like my life. I have complete freedom. Spend my money on whatever I want. Okay. Nothing wrong. I'm in a relationship. Sorry, I'm in process. I'm in a relationship. I enjoy spending the money. I'm the person I cared about, but I like it better in this world. besides, at the age I'm at 55, to have kids now would be crazy. Sourdough pretzels, I love these things. It'd be crazy to have kids. Because at my age, if I did have kids, they'd be grown already. They'd be in college already. I never had kids. I literally had no expenses growing up at all, period. My life is a little different than most people. I remember hearing my mom saying one time, she said, your life is different from other people. Well, I guess anyone choose the same lifestyle I had. No, I'm not trying to say that it's, what's the word for it? It's not, if you have kids and all, it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's what you choose. But having kids was never for me. I was too busy doing other stuff. Downhill mountain biking, camping, hunting, fishing, stuff like that. Well, I never really had any time. So, I had girlfriends and stuff like that, but never any time to really settle down and think about kids and family. And I was too busy doing other things. And I always met people or involved myself with people that were doing the same thing I was doing. So they didn't want kids either. So it was just fantastic the way it all worked out. Now I consider talking my whatchamacallit, my child at the end of the day, but no. I was working as a chef for a while. So bottom line is, if I wouldn't make fast money, I could easily get a job, maybe like $16, $17, $18 an hour. At that particular, that was very good money. I save my money up all winter long, and in the summertime, I take the whole summer off because I had money in the bank. Go out and spend, go fishing, hunting, whatever I do with my friends. I had to work. I took the entire summer off just to chill. I work all winter, and I bank my money. And then when summertime comes, I chill, don't do nothing. That's what my life was. So I never really had to work a job. I just didn't have any kids and never got married, so I liked it. And as I got older, I realized the heavy benefits of it all, especially when I was in a relationship, the heavy benefits of it all. No headaches. You know, it's a shame that, I'm not saying everybody goes to this, but it's a shame that when you build a house and you put all that work and time into it, and you got to come home to somebody who's basically going to potentially get on your nerves all the freaking time. And everybody goes to that. Can nobody say they got a perfect relationship? Because that's virtually impossible. And you got to go home. Like some people will literally sit in their car, and I've seen them in their driveway. They don't want to go in that house at all. They don't want to do it somebody else's crap. I don't got to deal with that. I don't do like my life. Now the naysayers try to tease me and say, "Wow, you shouldn't have a family." No, I'm good. I have friends of mine who don't have kids. A couple of them. Some females that don't have any kids. So it's never to get married. And they like their life. Some people like that. I like to be alone. So yeah. Oh, sorry. This gives me the ability to do my mass hours. I like to do for like my job. And one more. She got something to drink. So, of my friends had kids and stuff like that. Some didn't plan to have them, some did plan. I like on I don't know what the show was called. Is it Mad About You? What was Mad About You? So, two couples were in the diner. And the guy who plays David Spade, he was coming out at the bathroom. And no, he was walking by. He was walking by, and he saw the couples on one side, one on the other side. And he was like, so the women were teasing him. So, wow, it must be pretty miserable being by yourself all the time. He was like, no, it's not. I get to do whatever I want, anytime I want. And the women couldn't understand it, but the men that were with the women understood it correctly, because they were like looking at David Spade like, but they were upset. But the women couldn't understand it. He said, yeah, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. He said, as a matter of fact, I'm about to do that right now. And that's what I found so funny about that. Now, I don't want people to take this the wrong way and go, oh, well, so you're talking about people who have families. No, it's not a bad thing. You got people, my family got families. I got people who got big families in my family. But that's their choice of lifestyle. If that's your choice of lifestyle, to have a family, then that's your choice of lifestyle. For some people, it's not. I like the freedom to be to do what I want to do. Like this. Sitting on the park on my bench. And most men right now cleaning the garage or cleaning it up and doing something to the day they don't want to do. When I watch those videos on YouTube where a guy can't even go in and turn on his gaming system, I thought that was the most craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, literally. Even when I was in a relationship, that never happened. You know why? I paid for everything. How was that even possible? You spend money, though. As long as you put money in the bank, you pay the bills, you put the food on the table, you go on trips, and you spend enough time with her where you take her out and take her to nice places and stuff like that. Some special places she wants to go to, because one of the other places she wants to go to that you don't want to go, that's the sacrifice you have to make. Got to go to places that you don't want to go, that she wants to go, and she's going to make the sacrifice to go to places that you want to go, that she don't want to go. But if you do all that, and she's still having a problem with you playing the game system, it ain't working. That's my personal opinion, because I have never once, ever, on top of that, I dated a gamer, but I have never once been in any situation where I had to deal with somebody who will tell me what I can't do when it comes to gaming. I had an ex like that too. Now she was like that. She wasn't a gamer. Her son was, he was a gamer. She wasn't. And she was trying to tell me at the end of the day that gaming was evil. No. Gaming's not evil. It's the games that you play that are evil. Not all of them are evil. It's what you choose. I remember to tell me, put her foot down and say, you're not gaming anymore. I got him walked out the door. He got the wrong person at the end of the day. Do what I want to do. Some men are just whipped. You do whatever she tells you to do. You should be to buy what you buy if all expenses and everything's taken care of. All bills are paid, food's on the table, kids are clothed, everything's taken care of. Your money for saving. And if you want to go and buy yourself a power tool or whatever, you should go buy it. Not major decisions, but big price tag items, you have to be there because you're in the household. You have to basically talk it through. Can't make major purchases unless you got money like that to do it. But see what I mean? I'm not used to that kind of thing at the end of the day. I'm used to getting up when I want to get up, eat what I want to eat at the end of the day. It's been like that in my life from day one. I like to have control of my own destiny. And like I said, anybody that's a family person who gets hurt by this, I got people in that family. I got people been married for almost like 10-some years in my family. Kids, grandkids, the whole 9 yards. That's what they choose. But then on their side, they try to get me to convert to them. But come on, you got to get married. You got to have a family. No. For what? 55 years old. I'm going to have kids? No, I'm good. Here's the thing. Only way you should be living in an apartment that long, unless it's a condo. It's a big, really big apartment. You got a really big apartment? That apartment that he's living in ain't a big apartment. My apartment that I was living was bigger than his. I had a vestibule and everything in that bad boy. Didn't like it, but I still bigger than his. You've been there mostly all your life in that apartment. You bought all that stuff in that apartment at the end of the day. Apartment looks like a GameStop. Don't even look at an apartment. It looks actually like a GameStop in there. What are you for sure? You can't bring any of your girlfriends home. You walk in there, you expecting to be a woman's touch in there. See how my place looked in my house? There ain't no GameStop. I had a section upstairs for my toys. I stuck them up there. And the rest of the house, that was for sure. I'm an adult in the day. Got my furniture and everything up there. Played some China cabinets and all that stuff. Yeah. But all these toys all over the place? Oh, come on. How old are you again? And then on top of that, same spot. You're buying all these toys. You should have been saving that money up and get a house. Or rent a house or something. But the problem is that some people become comfortable with their surroundings. And they don't want to advance. They're happy where they're at. They'd rather stay on the small square. Most people in that situation, they would have spent money for that stuff. They would have saved up every dime they got, either rented or bought a house, and then bought that stuff. Compulsive buyer. That's what I see when I look at that apartment. It's compulsive buyer. So what I see is a man of almost 50 years old living in a tiny little apartment that's crowded. Bunch of toys all over the place. You should have a house by now. You should at least rented a house by now. You've been in the same apartment since day one. Mr. Parker talks about owning a house. You don't own that house. If you do, it's mine. Just let you know, it is my house if you own it. If I find out, my financial advisor comes back and tells me that you own that property, guess what happens? You're getting sued, buddy. You owe me that house. I'm taking it from you. So you know that. But when you sit there and say you own the house, you don't own a house. You don't know that by now. By now, you don't own any house. You don't own it. You don't own the land under the house. You don't own the land under the house. You don't own the property. Just like if I take that house from him, we foreclose on his property and take it. Do I actually own that house? No, I don't own it. I own the house one bit. If I stop paying taxes on that house, they come and they foreclose on the house and they take it. That's what they do. And you don't own it. Now, if you own the land under the house, you own the house. But you don't own the land. So therefore, the house is not yours. I love it when I see people come in the room talking about, we own our house. You don't own your house at all. You got to stop saying that. You don't own it. Government owns your house. You don't own it. Unless you own the very land underneath that house, then it's yours. You own it. Then you're a house owner. You know how big that scam's been going on? You got to do your research. You got to crack books, man. That's been going on since the 50s, maybe the 50s, maybe the 30s, I say more, I say the 40s and 50s, where they started the big boom of getting the inner city into the suburban life, getting a piece of the American pie. I study all that stuff. I like that kind of stuff. And convincing people that to get out of these little apartments that they're living in the city and get out there and get your own backyard and get your own house and driveway. That was the American dream. And a lot of people were saving up, get out of these apartments and going and living out in the suburbs. That's what we're doing. That was the American dream. You will own your own house, your key, your house. But you pay taxes on it every freaking year. It's not yours. So did anyone tell you when you were signing over that contract or deed or whatever to take that house that it was your house, it belonged to you? Heck, you can't even decorate it if you want to. Go out there and put a pool in your front yard, your backyard, and see what happens to you. Go put up a fence that's higher than 8 feet. Go put in a new bathroom, new kitchen. Do any of that. See what happens to you. You got to ask permission. Can I do this? Something that you own, you paid for, you got to ask permission. Can I get permission to put in a new sink? Oh, I have to pay for permission? Yeah, you have to. Study it on zoning. So it's $270 up here. Let's say if I get a house up here, I buy one, and I want to put a new infinity bathtub in, right? Now, I can go to a contractor, certified, and have him do it. But the certified contractor is going to sit there and say, well, we can't put that in unless you have a permit, unless you have some kind of, you talk to zoning and they give you the okay for me to install this in, because if I don't have that paperwork, I can lose my license, which is true. That's why a lot of people get people under the table that have the same skill level, but it's not going to report it. Because you go into zoning, and zoning will turn around and say, okay, so you want to get this done, this is going to cost you $270. So you pay the $270 just to get a little piece of paper that says, you permission slip, I can do this to a home that you own. And you will do that for every single thing in your home. Plumbing, electricity, you name it, inside, outside, roof, whatever. You're going to ask for a permission slip. And you're going to continue to pay that $270. And you'll pay the taxes on that land. And you know the messed up thing about it is, when you pass off this earth, that house, if no one takes it from your family, it will go into foreclosure. And they will come in and they will sell it or either tear it down. Can't be passed on to any of your kids. Or you can pass it on to them, but they got to pay the taxes too. It's like passing on the curse. That's why when I've seen some of these houses, really big houses, where the parents can afford it because they worked hard, they got these really big houses. And then when they pass off the earth, they're figuring like, well, we can pass on to the kids. Kids ain't taking that freaking burden on. They're going to sell that house, get that money in jet. That's what they're going to do with it. Ain't no way in the world they're going to take that on. So let me get this straight. I don't make the money that they make at the end of the day. And even if I did, I don't want to be bothered with all of that. You know what I mean? I didn't want that at the end of the day. I'm just going to sell it off. And if they can sell it off, that's a bigger problem because the housing market isn't all that great. So you're just better off just renting it out. But you still got to pay taxes on it if you rent it out. Matter of fact, you pay a little more. Because now you got to get special paperwork to rent out your house to convert it into maybe a commercial property. So that's going to cost you some more money. So it means now they got to come back into your property. They have to go through this whole entire inspection all over again. And then have to have another person that has to come in to make sure you're fit for inspection for renting out for other people. Yeah, you have to get a license for all that. So they can get more money out of you. Because now you convert it to commercial. Oh, yeah. But is it yours? No, it's not yours. Now people live in DR. Guess what? That's their land. It belongs to them. People live in certain countries. That's their land. It belongs to them. They can pass it down generation to generation. Like my father, my father's fathers, my father's fathers. It's their land. The government can't even take it. You can build whatever the heck you want on. You would never pay taxes, ever. And how jacked up that is? Think about it. The early settlers, did they pay taxes? No, they didn't. I actually kind of looked into that. When did taxes actually really get administrated into the stream of America? Yeah, when you look at it, the early settlers that came over here, they didn't pay taxes. Heck, you just went out there, found a huge piece of land, started tilling the ground, built your house out there. It was yours. You didn't pay jack at all. You didn't pay anything at all. So when did all that start? Who started all that? Because it didn't start from the beginning. All right, then it came from somewhere. So when you buy a shirt, can you imagine everything you buy is treated like your house? Can you imagine that? You go out and buy yourself a game system. You have to pay an annual tax on your game system to keep it. So I understand taxes go into other things as basically rebuilding and all that stuff. At the end of the day, it does. It goes back into the whole system of putting in new roads and paying for the police force and fire department and all these things it pays for. It does have a good deed to it all. It does go to something. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, you don't own your property. It's not yours. That's why I love it when I hear people say, I bought my house, I own it. No, the freak you don't. You're better off just renting. And I'll tell you why. Because now, it used to be that your mortgage was pretty cheap. Your mortgage was cheaper than renting out. Now your mortgage costs as much as it does to rent a house. It does. Your mortgage literally costs that much because of inflation. So people that are actually paying a mortgage are paying almost the same money as somebody as basically who is paying rent. You're going to be responsible. The difference between rent, somebody takes care of all the stuff for you. The grass, maintenance, whatever has to be done. You don't pay for any of that. That comes out of them. They pay for that. When you own a property, if your grass is growing a little bit too far out, you get fined for all that stuff. And the trash taken out there, you get fined for that too. There's a whole lot of stuff they'll get you for. See shingles hanging off your roof, you get fined for that too. You're responsible for all that. Other people can take you to court. The board, they can take you before the courts and file against you. If you live in one of those neighborhoods that do that crap. Yeah? And it's messed up, isn't it? So no, I would never buy a house in a million years. So I rented all over. So I get people get upset when I talk about that, but it's true. You don't own it at all. I realized that when I watched my brother bought this big house in Jersey. $550,000 for a house. For a house. To be told that he couldn't upgrade his kitchen because the township didn't approve it. He had to get permission. So he hired a contractor that was under the table and got it done. Because he thought it was jacked up that I paid for this property, it's mine. I pay you taxes at the end of the day, and I can't upgrade it because I got to get permission to do so. That's why when I see my people working on their freaking houses and they're sitting up there saying, well, you know, I'm gonna hook this up and do that, better get that permission slip. Because when I went in and did the job for the home front, I liked how the insulation was. The insulation was nicely put in there. We had to go in and get permission from the owner first, get him to sign the slip, and then we had to go into license inspection, and we had to fill out the forms for the drywall, put the installment in. Insulation isn't so much, it's a drywall. Your house is a certain size. It's a certain cubic feet or square feet. It doesn't fit under the line of not needing a permit, or any form of zoning won't get involved in it. So it can't be too small and it can't be too big. It has to be big enough to be livable, but you have to have it small enough that basically it doesn't conflict with code. You figure that out. I think this just made it drive people crazy. But as for the other part of it all, yeah, all these houses, every single one of their own, they'll all pay taxes on them. That's messed up. When basically, I think it should be that if you buy the house, you should be able to buy the land. Why not? Or at least have it that you pay taxes for a certain amount of time and then they stop. You imagine you going out and you buy yourself a nice shirt from a store and they say, hey, look, there's going to be a sales tax, which you pay one time, and that's it. But they tell you, okay, every year, we're going to send you a bill for $112, and if you don't pay this, we're going to come in and take your shirt. If you want to add some new buttons to your shirt, or maybe you want to dye it a different color, you got to go here, pay us $50 to get permission to dye your shirt a different color. That's a house. Then you have people say, well, it's mine at the end of the day because I can sell it. Yeah, I can sell it. But with the housing market the way it is, you don't get much for it. And the taxes will kill you in the process if you get a buyer for it. So most people now are renting out their houses. That's why there's a lot of houses up for rent and less houses for buy. It used to be, when I was coming up, it was very rare that you got somebody to rent a house out. Very rare. Most likely everything was up for sale. That's when the housing market was good. Now, you're better off just renting out a house. So they're selling it because, again, the housing market isn't that good and you're not going to get a lot for it. You got $1 million homes sitting up there in Beverly Hills that can't be sold. That squatters are going in and they're living in these homes and trashing them because you know they're not going anywhere. Are these dryers by any chance?
No, those are washers.
Washers? Are these the only dryers right here?
This one is to dry. Well, these are dryers.
Okay, dryer. Any of these work right here?
They don't bring. You can use this one.
Right.
This
Perfect.
one dries pretty good.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ah, it worked. Wash colors with whites. It worked. All right, so, nope, you don't own it. Can't wait to own my first house. You know, own it. So I got a family that work for real estate, and they don't tell you the things they're not going to tell you. Of course, they can't tell you. They're not going to tell you. But if you know somebody who works in real estate, they'll tell you things that you feel like, oh shoot. But I don't know why anybody ever thinks that they own it. Now you go to another country, and the land is yours. It is yours. You own the house. And everything that freak on it, you own it. I go out, and that's why I'm not buying land, I'm leasing land. I'm not buying land. For what? I gotta pay taxes on it. And it's not mine. I can get a land lease for freaking 10 years, 20 years on a land lease. And one of the things I remember having a conversation when I had rented my second house, I remember the woman at the bank was saying, why don't you just buy a house? You make enough money to buy a house. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Hey, Chief, how you doing? Ah, not much, man, not much. And it said I got it, 720 credit score. Yep, that's 720 credit score. How do you think I'm able to work in capital, get them loans like that? I get loans for $50,000, $60,000. I have a loan coming out right now I'm eligible for. I got an amazing credit score. So I could easily get a house. And the one thing that upset my ex the most is the fact that I never use my credit. What I need it for. I buy everything that I need. If I need something, I go buy it. She could never understand it because her credit was bad. And she did everything she could to get her credit up. Well, I had PayPal working capital, and I was paying them people back $20,000, $30,000 back, and it was boosting my credit through the roof. And I didn't realize that because when I first started, my credit score was 540. So I got first loan I got from working capital was $17,000. Paid that back before the time it was due. Matter of fact, I was paying back more than you're usually supposed to pay back, because I pay back around 30%, because I don't want to take forever paying it off when it's done out of the way. And it was part of the agreement reported to the credit bureau. So by the time we reached a couple of years, I was done my credit score. I was like 720. I was like, oh shoot, a little higher than that now. So I went in, and anytime I was going to buy a place, I never used my credit, or actually rent a place. I never used my credit. I go and I pay 3 times, or actually 4 times the amount of the rent. Because most people would ask for first, second, and third. I put in first, second, third, and fourth, because I know you're not going to turn down that. Who's going to turn it down? Even if I got somebody trying to get the house before me, no one's going to turn down 4. So that's what I paid up. So, credit boosted. She got ticked off. She said, you don't even care about it. No, I don't care about my credit because I don't use it for anything. What the frick am I going to use it for? I don't understand the whole purpose of credit. Money talks better. You still got to pay with money either way. So you get a house on your credit. You still got to pay in money. You're not paying in credit. Well, what's the purpose of using it? And she was mad I really didn't care about it. You don't care about it? No, I really don't. Now it comes in handy if I need some equipment from my company. But don't need it either because I got a massive credit line through PayPal. So I'm good if I need stuff. I just don't use it. But I could have bought a house a long time ago. They said you should buy a house. When the bank was trying to convince us to buy a house, so because your mortgage payments are going to be much lower. I paid this much. That's way back, mind you. When I had the house over in what was it? The first one. That was the first one I got. Yeah, I remember that place, man. Never rented a house ever. No rent history. Nothing at all. Walked in there, gave them 4, and the guy took it. They brought me in. They knew at the end of the day they wanted serious buyers. Came in and put me right in. left there and got another one. Each house I got was bigger than the next. And the woman came in, you paying all this money for a house? All this money? And you don't want to buy one? Nah, I'm good. I don't want one. I got family who work in real estate. I'm good. I already know all the stuff that they don't tell you in real estate, that it's not yours at all. I'm putting all this money into this. You mean tell me it's not mine at the end of the day? I mean, I know renting places ain't mine. At least I know they're not mine. But to feel that it's yours and it's not really yours, that's kind of jacked up. No, I'm good. I got to get something done. Like when I was working in the other house and they had a chandelier in the way, and when my projector hit, it would cast the chandelier to the screen. Did I have to pay for zoning to get that removed? No, I contacted the landlord. They got all that taken care of. They contacted zoning. They get all that taken care of. They do all the paperwork. They removed the chandelier so I can put my screen up. There you go. I ain't got to go through all that headache. I ain't got to pay $270 to get, no. So she was like, "I want you to just buy a house. You know, it's just cheaper. My mortgage payments are this, so and so and so." Yeah, but it's not a problem for me because I got the money. I'm good. I can pay for what we got to pay for in the house. I'm good with it. I'm not seeing it that way. And then now, look at it. Your mortgage payment costs as much as a person renting, maybe a little more. And you got to pay taxes on the house on top of that. And the house is liable. It's liable for a lot of things. It's liable for lawsuits and everything else in the face of land. Somebody trips on your property and falls, guess what? You don't got insurance on your property. Guess what they're coming after? Your house at the end of the day. Now, if your bank owns it, that's the only thing that'll save your neck is the bank owns it and they can't literally take it because the bank owns it. But if they sue you and you can't make the payments because they're garnishing your payments, you can't make the payments for the bank. So the bank gonna take it either way. Say most people own the property, get an umbrella policy. You know, umbrella policies are right. You get a certain amount of money set aside. People do it with expensive cars, whatever. If they don't want their insurance to go through the roof, what they do is they put an umbrella policy in. An umbrella policy means that so you got like 50,000, 100,000, maybe a million, I don't know, set to the side in an umbrella policy that if you get sued, they only can touch that. That's if the person agrees to it. That's if they agree to it. You say, hey, look, you can cut the court case, I'm gonna go to court, enough and that. We could do this in arbitration, fast and quick. I got an umbrella policy. I got $50,000 in it. You can have it right now. We could do this without a lawyer. So you don't have to worry about bringing any lawyers involved, losing any money right now if you just take it. Some people take it. Because then you have to worry about a long wait and getting the money and this, that, and the other. And, you know, it's just lawyer fees and you have to go to court, especially if it's a little distance. Yeah, it's over and done with quick. That's it. Some people just take it. And then some people don't. So the policy ain't going to be enough. But at least it does soften the blow when you do get hit. And it spills over to that. So they do that too. So you're responsible for all that. Everything. Yeah. And so when she was talking about the mortgage payments, when I saw what she was paying, I was like, gee, that's pretty cheap compared to what I'm paying in rent. But now when I look at it, no, it's not. It's not. So the inflation goes up for houses, it goes up for the apartments too. They rise in rank too, they go up too. Even more, but still, at the end of the day, you gotta ask that permission slip. I don't like that at all. I can't build whatever I want on something that I freaking own at the end of the day. I gotta get a permission slip for it. And say if you put it out there, your neighbor files a complaint against you, you can get your permission slip canceled. Doesn't mean it's going to go through because you asked for it. You can get it canceled. They can deny it. They can say, well, no, I don't think you need that. They'll have somebody come to your property and look through your house at the end of the day and make a decision like you're a 5-year-old kid that you don't really need that at the end of the day. It's not really necessary. I don't think you really need that. Oh, I would lose it. I don't even know how y'all people keep it together who own houses. I don't know how you do it because I couldn't do it. There's no way in the world that I'm going to buy a property, somebody's going to come in and tell me that they're going to crush my dreams right for the door that they don't think I really need it. Maybe if you take it up before the board, maybe if you put it in an appeal. I got to put it in an appeal? Are you kidding me? To decorate my own freaking kitchen? No, I'm done. I'm freaking done. This is why people go off the grid. This is why. This is why people disappear, go to freak off the grid, they go someplace where nobody can tell them what to freaking do. Build whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I want people to do it. Freedom. Majority of most people who live off the grid probably own houses. They've been through the nonsense. And those probably even saw what those people went through when out there and said, forget that. Why do you think people do van life? Why do you think people do the RV life? Got tired. Or having to pay and be nickel and dime on every little thing. RV, you don't pay no taxes. You can go anywhere you want with that baby. Your scenery changes it. I told you about how beautiful that is. Imagine 1 minute you sitting there and you just get up and just leave, looking at the mountains. Looking at a beautiful lake. Beautiful field. You can change anytime you want. You don't like your neighbors, just leave. Some people just stuck with neighbors you don't even like at the end of the day. You can't even walk out your front door without staring at these jokers. Just seeing them every day. Just, mess up your day. Gotta listen to their loud music, pushing over into your place at the end of the day. Gotta see them parking your parking spot at the end of the day. It triggers and ticks you off. So now you gotta get up and you gotta walk a little extra to get to a place and you ever have a parking lot. Some people even drive a little close to your I've seen people in the driveway, drivers that are joined together. I've seen them park their truck just a little bit over so your car can't squeeze in. Petty stuff. No. People you see living that life got freedom. That's why I like people like that. People decide to change their lives. And because they're broken and got the money, it's because they're tired of society. Tired of society controlling them. People think that people live in their cars or don't have money. There's one guy living in his car right now, and he's going to school to become a doctor. Another person I saw is doing the van life. He was a 5-star chef, big time chef. Got tired of it. Every day you get up, look at the same dumb stuff every single day, every single day, every single day. That's how he felt. He felt like he was basically just replaying the same movie over and over again. That's how he explained it. He said, you people out here, and he got his haters too. You people out here at the end of the day think that I do this because I'm poor and I'm broke. No, I was a chef. I worked at a 5-star restaurant. Made extremely good money. And I got tired of it. I got tired of looking at the same thing over and over again. I needed change. And some people are like that. They need that change. Some people got that pioneer spirit in them, where they just can't be stuck to a cubicle or can't be stuck to one place. They got to get out and they got to do something different. And it's bred in all of us to have that kind of pioneer spirit. Imagine being trapped in that same apartment all that time. You don't get time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can go on all the vacations you want in the world. You still got to come back to the same place. That's why I kept changing my houses out. Got tired of them. Got bored. Be in this place for a while. Bored. Move to another one. Bored. Move to another one. I like that. To be able to change anytime I want to. Place I'm at right now, my home front, I got to the end of December. I'm leaving. I got a place already picked out I'm going to already. Can't be in the same spot. I don't care how far you go on vacation. You still got to come back to the same thing over and over again. Ugh, can't do it. That's for some people. Not saying everybody got to do that. Some people are happy coming back to the same thing, but it's not for me. Can't do that. That's why I'm going to get my 200 acres. So I can basically have a house on that 200 acres anywhere I want. And I might basically have I got a buddy of mine. He's a landscaper. He's going to come in and design each area to be different. So if I want to be in that house that day, I'm going to go right over there. I'm going to go right over here, go over there, get one next to a waterfall, get one next to a nice little pond out there. I'm going to change my different environment. I might do a Hansel and Gretel. Not with real sweets and all, but something that looks like it'd be pretty cool with it. Yeah. That's why I like that whole van life thing. I think it's beautiful. Just to be able to get up and just go. They don't pay no taxes. They don't have no expenses. And I've seen the other guy, he does it. He goes in and out of the laundromat to wash his clothes. He has a built-in shower system on his unit, but sometimes he uses it if he's in a remote area where there's no people. But most of the time they get a gym membership and they go wash up at the gym. That's what they do. And you get people like Crow and them at the end of the day will sit there and go, oh, these guys are bums. They're just, no. You're just too afraid to be able to take that adventure. You're afraid to take chances. That's your problem at the end of the day. You're scared. You're a coward. Now I can tell that from the door you're a coward. You're afraid to take chances. That's what you are. That's why you've been in the same spot for years. I, on the other hand, had a job where basically I made serious money. And I had to make the decision whether to do the screen paint company or to quit my job. And I quit my job without knowing that the screen paint company was going to make money. If it was going to fall through, they'll make a bad decision. And it took me years to work up to get the position at the job I was in, and I was going to give it all up for screen paint. And I didn't even have an order coming yet. No orders, nothing came in yet. But I took that leap of faith. And guess what? Best decision I ever made in my entire life. That's a real serious decision to make. So, happy I made that decision. I haven't worked since, I haven't had a really, you're talking about get a job. Really? You're going to tell me to get a job? Because you got to freaking work to your fingers to the bone and work at some printing shop or where the freak you work at now. Really? I don't want your lifestyle. I don't want none of it, period. I'm good, trust me. I don't know why you think somebody's jealous of his lifestyle. Nobody wants that at the end of the day. I do not want to live in a GameStop and crowded apartment at the end of the day. I don't want that. Especially for me, it feels like I'm suffocating. Can't be in that kind of environment. That's not for me, period. I'm used to being able to go where I want to go. So no, I don't want your life at all, period. Danny's life? Oh, heck no. I don't want that crap at the end of the day. I don't want your lives. I like my life the way it is. You got a product that doesn't even sell. At the end of the day, let me put it this way. When it gets down to it, I'm in your head. I live in there rent-free 24/7. You know why? Because my product makes a lot of money. It has popularity. It sells. Videos are all over YouTube. You cannot run into one of those things at the end of the day. The matching bettors are everywhere, constantly reminding them at the end of the day that they can't reach the levels that we reach. So no matter what you have in life, you'll never have a product better than mine. And that's what basically drives them crazy. So I'm in your head rent-free every day. And I know that because I see the reaction that I get from their emails and messages, cursing me out and low threats and stuff, because that's all you had. If you did have something by now, you would have had something to compete with my company. But there's nothing there, so that's how I know. So I don't want your life. Oh, heck no. I got a technology that's designed to be to do whatever we wanted to do at the end of the day. That technology is going to make us, ad tech is going to make millions of dollars. You have no idea how much ad tech is going to make. I'm actually laying the foundation for ad tech. That's why I wanted to apply for all those licenses at City Hall. So we can have the right to take ad tech and put it anywhere we want. Company buildings, wherever we want. We have our paper, our license, everything checked. Because they're going to ask us, is your stuff licensed, legit? You have this and that? Yeah, all that. I'm even right now as we speak paying for my patents right now for ad tech. My trademarks for the company, everything. So when we're ready to go, we have places already set up to display ad tech already, including the building I'm at right now. They want it on their windows. Ad tech is going to make millions of dollars. Everyone who's seen ad tech wants to be a part of it because they know it's going to make them millions of dollars. And then these companies that make these decal stickers in the window, they're going to tie on with my company to try to partnership with us because they're not going to be able to survive without our technology. They're going to want to invest. So no, I'm good. Oh, I dropped my pretzel. I'll leave that for squirrels. They might want it. No, what you have doesn't mean anything. I'm not impressed by that. I got people who have property at the end of the day that make them look like peasants at the end of the day. I know people that are super rich. Am I impressed by what they have? No, I'm not impressed by their cars and big houses and all that. I'm not really impressed by all that at all, period. I'm really not. They're impressed by my technology. That's pretty much it. But I'm not impressed by their stuff. Why would I be impressed by something I can't take with me? Can't take it with me. I'm gonna be impressed for it. It ain't going with me when I pass off this earth. What's the point? Oh shoot, my battery like. Oh shoot, gotta go.